Let's talk about our friend David Jaffe, or not so friend. I don't know. I don't really care. He's a dude who we've had him on the show. We talked about it. Talked about various things. He is one of the dudes behind God of War, Twisted Metal, back in the old PlayStation early days. Had some bangers. He's obviously set up very well for the rest of his life. Very much found himself in a bubble, and very much found himself attacking other people in our space, as pointed out earlier by Delta in his Director Nation. I guess he was on with Colin Moriarty over on Last Stand Media, which, by the way, great channel over there. Colin has been doing some excellent stuff, and that's the model, man. If we can build what Colin has built, then side scrollers will be successful for years and years and years. That is the goal. But apparently, while Jaffe was on with Colin, he, I guess, called me a bully. But and he also said that Vara consorts with my type. My type meaning us here. We're
just
giant, just normal men. That's right, Blabs. Congratulations, you bigot.
I'm a bully. Yes, all 5'3".
But he went in, and I reached out to Vara to have her on the show. She said she was busy today, so she couldn't be on. But I just wanted to see if she wanted to come in and talk about this, because I'd rather talk with people than about people. But I think there's some context here, and get to Kyle's tweet about this. This is a 14-second clip where Jaffe was talking about Vara Dark. And by the way, we got to get Kyle on the show. I would love to have this guy on the show. It says, well, let's just play the clip, and David Jaffe will speak for himself. Or not. Where's the volume? There it is. Okay, here we go.
You just don't know how to do this. You don't know how to do this. You are in that chair, Vara, because of your hair and your face and your gender.
That is so degrading.
That's all he sees.
Wow. Because her hair color, which she's been even admitted saying it's not even my natural hair color. So first of all, like, what was it being ginger have to do with anything? What does woman have to do with anything? What does her face have to do with anything? You can't have an opinion? That's pretty damn sexist for someone who has like a trans child or whatever. It's a bit ironic and hypocritical. Just saying.
Is that the first time you've seen that?
That clip? Yeah, no, I didn't see any of this shit.
Oh, wow. That's great. Okay. Nice. Love it. Well, we also have this. He actually told Vara, well, I'll just play this real fast and let you see this. This is what he said to Vara. God damn it. Volume.
Go fuck yourself, lady. My mind is fine.
So really nice and, very, very sensible. And he also called Vara a mental lightweight. She can't hang with him. Because he's a man, damn it. Don't you understand, Blabs?
The misogyny is full. People like this guy, like, we shouldn't give him any speck of attention. He is just a has-been piece of shit.
Well, he's obviously in a deep, deep bubble. And it's absolutely fascinating to see. And I think this is the best way. I'm really, people are very articulate with their words when they create YouTube videos, far more articulate than me. And I was thinking about this, and I've actually tried this several other times, but I think I may start doing this again. I'm going to start writing letters to these people and turning them into videos. And that's what I did to David Jaffe. I posted this over on X. This will be posted as a standalone video coming up shortly after the show over on YouTube. But I wanted to play it here because, it's important for people to hear our thoughts. And the idea here was that I wanted to write a letter to David Jaffe on behalf of just the gaming community as a whole. So I'll just play this right now. Eric, did you see this earlier?
Nope.
Okay, here we go. We hope this letter finds you well, though we suspect it might just find you yelling into the void trying to figure out how to shoot the ceiling in Metroid Dread.
So he says, go back up in that room and shoot the ceiling. What? Why?
Or accusing yet another female content creator of succeeding solely based on her appearance.
You are in that chair, Vara, because of your hair and your face and your gender.
You certainly keep yourself busy, don't you? First off, let's take a moment to appreciate your legendary contributions to the gaming world. I mean, God of War and Twisted Metal, these are masterpieces that defined an era. Your resume is a monument to gaming excellence, and for that, we'll always be grateful. However, much like the Greek gods in your famous game, you seem to have fallen from the heavens of relevancy and are now lashing out from the depths of Olympus. Ah, how times have changed, haven't they, David? Back in your God of War days, you gave us Kratos, an unapologetically brutal anti-hero who bed women in minigames and casually ripped off the head of Hydrus. Fast forward to today, and you've gone so far down the ideological rabbit hole, we're not even sure you'd be able to define what a woman is. Of course you can't. The contrast is staggering. You went from pushing boundaries to bending over backwards for an agenda that erases women entirely. You've become the very caricature that gamers roll their eyes at. Someone so consumed by their political bubble, they can't see how far removed they've become from the average person. I mean, your remarks about Vara Dark, I mean, oh man, what a great example.
You just don't know how to do this. You don't know how to do this. You are in that chair, Vara, because of your hair and your face and your gender.
By accusing her of succeeding solely due to her appearance, you not only undermine her hard work, but also expose the hypocrisy of your so-called progressivism. For someone who claims to stand for equality and inclusion, you're surprisingly quick to diminish a woman's success based on shallow assumptions. I'm just saying. Hey, you may not claim to represent today's gamers, but your actions showcase every issue plaguing the industry. A refusal to engage with opposing players, a fixation of ideology purity over practical solutions, and a complete inability to connect with the customer. But David, don't get us wrong. We don't hate you. Actually, quite the opposite. We see you as a fascinating case study in how not to age gracefully in the gaming industry after you've made it big.
Go fuck yourself, lady. My mind is fine.
But let's be real. You're not going to change. You're going to keep doubling down on bad takes, picking fights you can't win, and blocking anyone who dares to pop your bubble, and that's fine. Really, gamers have moved on, and the only person you're embarrassing at this point is yourself. Your legacy may be secure, but your relevance, it's gone. P.S. Next time you struggle with a tutorial, there's no shame in Googling a walkthrough. Actually, yeah, there is. Don't do that shit. So there you go. There's the video. Blabs, did you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, but I see an updated tweet from him about what his comments were. So let's just read this. Have you seen this?
No, I haven't seen it. I'm blocked by him.
Oh, well, I'm not. Funny enough. He says, you can dislike me because of what I said about Vara Dark from my 2 encounters with her content attacking me. Which I don't know if attack means criticism in his defense, I guess, whatever. I sense her large audience is based on her being an attractive woman. But that is not misogyny.
Is that right, you man? Tell me more.
Yeah, right? Lots of women and men are talented and ugly.
Hey, welcome to the party, pal.
Pretty and useless and pretty and talented. If I was making a statement about women in general, it would be misogyny, and I would never say it or think such a thing. This is just me punching back at a person who punched first by claiming her most useful asset as it relates to her channel, in my opinion, is being a pretty woman.
Wow.
So, did Vara go and say that?
Down.
Yeah, totally doubling down, man. And you can see he's been ratioed down there in the comments. I mean, people wrecking him right now. Yeah.
I'm just curious because he said, this is me punching back at a person who punched first by claiming her most useful asset as it relates to her channel as being a pretty woman. Did Vara actually say that?
Well, we do know that David Jaffe does champion men punching women, so that's good. That's a big
just
thing.
Insane. Wow.
That's just doubling
Where's
down.
Where's Sunny when you need her?
Wow.
Yeah.
Good on Jaffe for sticking to his guns, and by guns I mean horrible takes.
This just furthers my sentiment. We should just ignore this guy, Vara too. She should just completely ignore him, and we'll just let him crumble into dust like Infinity War style, and he'll just fade off into the sunset because he's the has-been.
So, as I said in the video, I think it's important. He made some really great games.
He 100% did, but now he's a piece of shit.
Right. And the reality is that he's so far down the rabbit hole of obsession, And Kyle actually put it. Let me pull up the tweet that Kyle had about this, and he's 100% right. The reason he is who he is because his kid is trans. His kid is so he's backed himself into this corner of acceptance and tolerance and love, unless you're an attractive woman who happens to be good at what she does, right? So
I have a question about that. Do we
Yes.
know if this child is a biological male?
I don't know. I don't care.
Because that'd be hilarious if he was
Yeah.
a biological male and now he's a female, quote unquote female. And he's like, oh, you're only valid because of your looks. Meanwhile, he has a trans child girl. That'd be
Yeah.
funny. I'm just saying.
Well, it's an amazing thing to see the brain rot associated with this. And by the way, the sheer arrogance while being so dumb. And that's the most dangerous combination, is when you have somebody who can't tell you what a woman is while still so confident in their stance. And that's what you have in David Jaffe. Like I said, congratulations, David. I think you've done some great things in the video game industry in the past. Thanks for leaving your mark. Now, unfortunately, you're leaving a totally different mark along the way, and it will sully your reputation and ultimately your games.
Skid mark.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so it's female to male, the child. Still child abuse, no matter which way it goes. But ironically, it's all ironic.
So who's prettier, Vara Dark or his daughter?
Right? Wish that's a question for David to answer.
Well,
I like these male feminists. They're so misogynistic. Anyway, they're not worth our time whatsoever.
I'm sure the only content of hers he's watched is the stuff that she was talking about him.
Oh, sure, 100%. Yeah, definitely. And that's the thing, is once you get labeled by these type of people, and I use these type of people, you are their enemy, and that's who we are. And as pointed out by Delta earlier, the idea of consorting, Vara chatting with our type being people who can tell you what a male is and that a female has a vagina. Like that's crazy to hear. But all right, sounds good. But obviously, Vara, you keep doing what you're doing. She'll be back on the show here in a couple of weeks, and we look forward to having her back, which will be great. When I'm sure there'll be more about this nonsense along the way. But for me, the reason why I like talking about this is that this is, as I said in the video, this represents the problems inside the industry as a whole, and they have to have a spotlight on them. And if you don't think Jaffe has connections with people over at Sony and people over at whatever, pick your company, you're wrong, because he does. And ultimately, he'll be just as big a bully. You can call me or you can call Vara or whoever a bully, but at the same time, I'm just standing up for the little guy. Fuck off, you multimillionaire prick. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, I'm the little guy. Fuck off. What a joke.